Hey everyone, and welcome to Shoot the Shit Saturday night. And I am your host, Jason Rumble. Give him those headphones. No, the white ones. Put those in so there's no echo. I greatly apologize. I have a in-studio guest this evening who I'll be bringing to you a little bit later on in the episode. We're just trying to give him a set of headphones so I don't sound like I'm introducing the Daytona 500. Start. Your engines. So, anyways, tonight, the elephant in the room, obviously, we're going to talk a majority about the acquisition of Ring of Honor and what this absolutely means. Some of you have seen that I put up the ridiculous and stupidity that was being said by some of these people. I don't think it's stupidity. I think it's all and out idiocy that people would think certain things of the acquisition other than the main.
No, our phones don't have headphone jacks. It's the USB-C on the bottom. Get the Bluetooth headphones. Not come around with you.
Oh, buddy.
Just turn your volume off.
How's he gonna hear?
He can hear you talk.
But you can't hear everybody else talk. Let me see that thing.
I have the same phone as him. We don't have the thing with yours.
Go downstairs, get that little white thing that goes to the gimmick. I got it all under control, folks. Anyways,
Introduce me and I'll come with it.
Without further ado, I'm going to bring to you the A to the P to the O to the C, Mr. APOC himself. Stiff Mike. Mike, beautiful logo you redesigned for us. I'm going to have you send that to me in a JPEG so I can slap that on a piece of vinyl and throw that on a shirt.
Or I could just make the shirt for you. We've seen your shirt work.
My shirt work is good for an amateur.
I'm just busting your chops.
I'm going to tell you, I'm ready to buy a $5,000.
Well, I just made this one the other day, so
I'm ready to buy a $5,000 gimmick.
What?
Yeah, like one of them ones that prints out the professional.
Print it right on the shirt. Print it. Yeah, be careful. I have one and it shit the bed on me in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lousy to hear.
Yeah, it depends on who you're buying it from.
Yeah, I agree. The white headphones, where the hell did they go? Jesus. It's like an indie show in here tonight.
Hopefully Forsby comes out. I talked to him last night and I talked to him today. So he said that I told him because he's restricted on Facebook. I said, so am I, but I can still get on.
There you go. I forgot all about that. Forbes. What don't fit? That's
Mickey Pigs.
What up?
That's supposed to go right to the bottom of your phone. What type of phone is that?
USB-C.
Who?
USB-C.
The fuck is a USB-C?
He's got a C drive.
That's the fucking most retardedest thing for a goddamn set of headphones.
Does he have a Galaxy?
What do you got for a phone? Samsung?
Yeah, he needs a C drive.
I don't even know how to get them working. I'm trying to get them working. Just leave me off for the night.
So, anyways, I forgot Forbes's what you call. You got to turn the volume down. I can't work with that.
So I'll just say hello. You do your podcast.
See, look here, everybody. This is my in-house guest, all the way from Canada.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Now, do you see what the camera looks like? It'll be half me and you. Do you think I want people that watch my product to see half your face and half of mine? No, do you feel what I'm saying?
Very nice to see you guys tonight.
That's why you needed to be able to tune in that way.
Very nice to see you guys.
All right.
You guys do your thing.
Hold on, because I'll fix the problem.
Yeah, no, you won't.
Yeah, I will. Watch. So I'm going to go to invite real quick.
No, Dan's got to figure it out here.
Dana's got it figured out here. Okay. I also have another friend from Canada. We'll show him later. He's fixing the technological issues that we're having right now. Now, can Forbes talk via instant messenger?
Yes, he can get on. He's just being stubborn. That's all.
Who has my cell phone? It's right there behind you. I have his number. I think he texted me.
He said send him an email.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Things you go through.
Yeah, I was getting sick of looking at the Bullet Club thing, so I decided to take an hour and a half.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
I did that with Adobe Illustrator.
Ooh. Now, does that line up with your vinyl cutter? So it will automatically.
I have 3 programs. I have Inkscape. I have my sign software where I can design and cut, and I have Adobe. And anything that I make in Adobe, I just save it as an SVG file. I drop it into my cut software, and I can cut it out.
All right. So next question would be, I have, what's the name of my my cutter? A Silhouette?
Silhouette Cameo 4.
Who?
Silhouette Cameo 4.
I have a Silhouette Cameo 4. How come I can only utilize their program?
Because that's how they make it.
Okay.
They make it so you can only use their software, and their software is the shits.
Yes, I know. That's why I struggle with the t-shirt.
That's why I spent $250 on my cutter, because I can use any software I want with this machine.
Now you have the means to replace Jay's Mr. Tops Gorilla T-shirt design.
I knew that was coming. He IM'd me that one. That was funny.
What does he call it? Mr. Tops?
Yeah, from the 80s Tops baseball cards.
Oh, cool. I like that then.
And I can pull all the names out and Gazoo, which I think is the topper of the whole design.
I love that.
And just make the gorilla with inside the gorilla position as a t-shirt.
That's perfect. All right, so I got Forbes's email. Jesus goddamn Christ. JW up there. It's saved in my thing here. All right, we'll send it.
It automatically does that, by the way.
So where did you buy your cutter from?
I bought it from Specialist Cutting Designs.
Okay.
It's their own machine. I can cut vinyl signs. Like I can make a big giant sign, or I can do t-shirts. And I use the heat press from Supplies Unlimited in Wakefield. I use all their material.
Oh wow.
I'm just gonna
and I have 2 heat presses.
Why, you can't hear us?
I can only hear it through my phone.
Oh, how come it's not picking up on the Bluetooth?
I don't know. It says it's connected for calls and audio, but they don't pick up.
All right, here we go. Jesus goddamn Christ.
Mickey Biggs, what's up, brother?
Just listen to the comedy show.
Holy shit. What a
day
comedy show, let me tell you.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Don't worry about me, Rumble. All of it's good.
It's a clusterfuck.
Oh, without a doubt. Watch what I'm going to do, though. Because I sent myself a fucking invitation through Messenger. So I'll click on, give him my tablet, plug the headphones in, and he'll be on.
Well, aren't you special?
Because I just plug that in right there.
I hope you're talking about Sidewet Sam being special.
They're both special today. I think they're sharing a brain.
I don't know. Tonight they may be sharing a screen, so why not?
That was a good one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, fuck sakes.
All right, you're entering a live broadcast. Okay.
Is that you phoning?
How many wrestlers does it take to put somebody on TV? 3.
Ain't that the truth? So I'm hoping right now that this is going to work for him. If not, here we go. Connect.
Which way did you go, George?
Exactly.
They're coming to take me away.
Don't worry about it. You do your show.
I don't know my password.
Oh my God.
Buddy, it's Facebook. You know what I mean?
Do your show. Do your show.
I don't even know
How do you not know your password?
How do I not know my password? Buddy, it's Facebook. I've never.
Too much gimmick.
Why does Jeff call people when he can tell that people are online? Please tell him to stop.
Do your show, bro.
Hold on. Will you do?
All right.
Gonna go through all this bullshit, please.
Jay's getting frustrated.
Oh,
right now.
fuck. Buy a phone that has a fucking goddamn clue, for crying out loud.
Leave him alone. Samsungs are good phones.
They're all right.
What do you have? An iPhone?
I have an iPhone. That's right.
Here. Send it.
Hold on. I got it. Hold on. We're on. This is entertaining right here. This is bringing in ratings.
Oh, hell yeah.
Watch Rumble go fucking crazy.
The blind leading the blind right now.
Yep, exactly. You bet your ass. Oh, you're backstage. Okay. So, Adam Jack Pelly. Hold on 1 second. As soon as I click over, and I'll click you on. There you go.
There he is.
Put those in your ear. That's how. Can you hear us?
Yeah, brother,
Yeah,
loud
but
and clear.
you hear W now.
Oh, awesome.
Oh my God.
The owner of ROH. Who the fuck is that?
Oh, this clown.
It's
Here we go.
Sticky Fingers. One of the marks
Jay, you
that think that Ring of Honor actually does something special.
Jay, you got to send Billy in another room because it's
You're going to have to go out to the hallway where my desk is. Pull the chair out there.
Bring the chair forth.
Yeah. There we go.
Just for you, Mike King. Only for you, brother.
Well, it's bad enough listening to Jay once. I don't need an echo.
All right. So the elephant in the room is obviously the biggest news in pro wrestling since the acquisition, probably, of WCW. Let's just, call it as it is. It was purchased.
What does he do with it, though? So here's the question: what does he do with it?
My honest opinion. Go ahead, Adam Jack Pelly. You came all the way from Canada. I sent you out in a different room. What do you think?
Well, I said that 50% of the reason of him buying it is because of the footage, the library. Like, he can take all the guys he has, CM Punk, he can Bryan Danielson he has right now, and a couple other guys, and take all that footage he has, and either he can stream it or make videos and take all that compilation and use it. And
from what I understand, HBO just announced that they're in a partnership for streaming on HBO Max.
I released that the other day.
Well, they just announced it tonight.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So are they going to do the same thing as Peacock and have their pay-per-views on HBO Max? Like, what are they going to do? For him to keep it open as a separate company is just too much money.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be the last to chime in on this. I'll let everybody get their opinions.
Forbesy, you were right. So what do you think? Let Forbesy go. I want to hear what he's got to say.
Well, me and Mike spoke about it a little bit privately last night, and we're kind of on the same page with it. It's just like, is HBO Max going to be able to stop the bleeding with the money that Tony Khan is losing? Like, will it pick up prescribers? If people have HBO Max already, how much money is there to be made? Yes, there's enough to do a streaming service, but I don't know how profitable it is. Does he keep ROH as a separate entity and air it there for the overflow of talent, I don't know. I know the library will produce nice like Pelly was saying, some nice retrospects on past stars, including probably Tyler Black, since he owns the rights to that now. But like, where does it go from there after all those specials are done? I don't know.
Go ahead, Mickey Biggs. Let's hear it.
I've heard a lot of speculation of different things, that it's going to be
You're in amazement too because of such the stupidity of comments.
The head of Ring of Honor.
Mickey, you froze. What did you first lead off with, buddy? You froze.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I said I've heard a lot of speculation of how everybody, a lot of people are saying that it's going to be the NXT of AEW, how Cody Rhodes is going to come back. I mean, I can't see any of that.
No.
I can't see it. Like I told Rumble that too the other night, but I can't see it as an NXT. But it has to be some sort of lesser entity of some sort. Like they're gonna. He bought ROH for a reason. Like the name is out there. Like the name is known throughout the professional wrestling business. So he's gonna have to keep the name.
If you ask me, Ring of Honor is more known than AEW is.
Exactly.
They have a much better history.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Trying to get at.
If anything,
man, do I wish that the Great Gazoo would pop on in, because like Forbes and Mike had a great conversation. Me and the Gazoo talked for about a half hour to 45 minutes, and on this subject. And I wish that Gazoo would chime in, because this would be really good.
He'll do a run in.
He's with his wife right now.
He's with his wife. Yeah, I was gonna say, you sent the message. He's with his wife.
Will they have a show?
Okay.
They'll start with
a Ring of Honor show
for sure. They'll do something there.
Yeah, because it's already booked.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I believe you'll start to see things tomorrow night on the pay-per-view.
Briscoes?
I believe Jonathan Gresham will end up showing up and do like a UFC type of thing and be sitting ringside with the Ring of Honor belt.
And as I said, but ROH is going to be a lesser entity.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that. Hear me? No, I don't.
Go ahead, Jake. See what you got to say.
Okay. Now, Ring of
Honor.
Honor.
Banging?
My son playing basketball.
Oh,
JD,
right.
Stop bouncing that thing. So, me and Capelli talked the other night. Let's just face it. They can't even write storylines that are a consistent basis. They're up and down all around. He asked me why I wrote stupidity. Because such stupidity is written that Ring of Honor will be a developmental territory. 80% of that talent, other than that, has come from the WWE, including Chris Jericho. Other than the Bucks, Omega, and Adam Page, and maybe one or two other Jimmies, are all developmental material. So with that being said, AEW, to certain people, please let me finish so I can let it come all out. They're learning how to work TV. They're learning how to cut promos. They're learning how to get over with people of relevant attendance-wise. Not in a bingo hall with 50 people. Not at the local AOH with 110 and 83 of them are comp tickets. But we're talking 10,000 strong, and we're talking 1 million homes tuning in every week. That in itself right there is developmental. To really come up with the blasphemy, my Stephen A. Smith right there, to say that they need a freaking godforsaken developmental territory. Isn't that what Dark is all about? Isn't that what all this YouTube crap they have it's all about?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not necessarily developmental, Rumble. It's
Yeah, almost certainly
Oh
is.
my God! It's a bunch of indie guys who get paid $15 with a hot dog and a handshake to go down there to try and
course it
be on
is.
TV.
Of course,
Please,
Dark.
it is.
Of course, Dark
okay.
is. Absolutely.
Do
Yeah,
you,
it is. Yes, yes, it is.
so
Yes,
why
it
would
is.
you? Why in God's green earth would you say? Why would any like? No, I don't believe it's any of that. I truly, and this is an opinion, and I respect your opinion like you're trying to respect mine, but it's already developmental because those guys that do those lowercase shows in front of 52 people are on YouTube and they can't break the real product on TBS, whether it be Dynamite or their Friday night program. You see it on the internet all the time, those complaints. So when I see stuff like that, and I hate throwing the professional wrestler card out there, but I'm throwing the businessman card out there now. That is as a businessman, the dumbest thing I ever frickin' heard. Number one, they bought the company for the footage, like you said, Adam Kelly. Number two, if you want to become relevant, like the competition that you, so to speak, say have, you need to have a streaming outlet like the WWE. Okay? Now we have it. Okay?
The echo of Jason Rumble right now and the basketball in the background is freaking killer right now. It's great. I love it.
With that being said,
Keep
they
going, brother.
have come to relevancy to a certain standpoint. They now have a history. Okay.
Yeah, I understand, Rumble.
Okay.
Like if you buy
listen, hold on, let me finish. And then
He's
you
on a
guys
roll.
can,
Let him
then
go,
you guys
man.
can
Let him go.
shit all over me. The Ring of Honor aspect of that name, and this is just, I could be crazy,
No, you're right.
but I believe, remember when World Championship Wrestling was the NWA World Heavyweight Championship? I believe it's going to be like All Elite Wrestling presents Ring of Honor Wrestling, or it'll be reverse wise. Bro, they spent what, $50 million to take this acquisition on. It's not going to be anything secret. There's going to be nothing. You're going to see those tapings that they're doing that are already booked for their comeback are going to become all elite house shows, and maybe you might end up with a Friday night. You might end up with a live Friday night show out of one of them tapings. But so go. All right, go.
So you're saying like on an AEW show, you might have like one match, a Ring of Honor championship on that night.
I think everything is going to be All Elite Wrestling presents Ring of Honor Wrestling, or Ring of Honor Wrestling presents All Elite Wrestling. Just like when we were kids growing up, and it was World Championship Wrestling was the name of the product, but the NWA titles were the titles that were being defended on it.
I just think, like this All Elite Wrestling has been Tony Khan's baby and everything since the beginning. And I don't think he's gonna want to take Ring of Honor and project that any bigger than AEW.
It's not going to be projected any bigger.
That's what I mean.
It's going to be.
That's why I say it's going to be
on a same level. Pelly, there's his father, and this is true. People out there have read it. I've said it with me, and Forbes talked about it. His father, who is the master of all this money, is up to here with the spending. There is no way that there is going to be. And if there is, I will be wrong like Mike was wrong. And I'll say that I was wrong. But
I just still think it might come some way par to par, but I just still think it'll always be a lesser entity than AEW.
What, Ring of Honor? But it's not going to be
Yes.
Ring of Honor Wrestling no more. I think that's what you're not understanding. The program is going to be Ring of Honor Presents or AEW Presents. Just like it was the National Wrestling Alliance Presents World Championship Wrestling here on TBS, the Superstation. And I understand.
But they got to keep it somehow. They got to keep it somehow Ring of Honor, or why would they bought the product in the first place?
Kelly, no, they really don't. They just need to call the program that, and the title's on the program called Ring of Honor.
They got to keep that. That's why, or they have to keep it somehow Ring of Honor, or they wouldn't have bought the product in the first place.
Have I not been saying that? Have I not been saying that?
Pelly, I love your energy tonight, bro. You've been more passionate tonight than I've ever seen.
So the reason why they bought it,
I haven't seen Rumble in 2 years. I haven't seen Rumble in 2 years.
All right, you're excited. I like it, man. Stay with that.
I wish I was there because I run out there and chop them just for fucking getting smart.
Who, me?
Yeah,
hey, Jay, going back to something you just said about World Class, right?
Yep.
They didn't have a title, did they? It was the NWA title, right?
It was the NWA title. That's right. Like me and Capelli both, we talked about this. This is one of the first things we realistically agreed on and didn't want to choke each other out.
So didn't they have like a United States type title too?
It was the NWA US title.
Yeah.
NWA US title. Okay,
yes.
So when Kerry won, it was the NWA. When Kevin won, it was the NWA title. That's right. So you don't think that they'll have a Ring of Honor title?
I think what you'll do is you'll see All Elite adopt the Pure Championship.
Dana.
I agree.
I think you'll see them adopt that title. But man, listen, I haven't watched much wrestling. I tell everyone I watched an hour and a half of Raw this week, and then I opted to put it on Life Below Zero and watch people kill mooses and go on bear hunts. That's how much wrestling has me interested lately.
Is anybody got the MSG show on right now? Is anybody streaming it?
I just checked. It's not on Peacock.
It's not?
Nope.
AEW was great this week. The Punk MJF promo was fantastic.
Yeah,
I didn't see that coming a mile away. Then
no, of course you saw it. You saw it coming a mile away, but what they did with it was very good.
No, I agree. I thought it was great. They basically took Punk's old promo and rehashed it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen somebody put that online and posted that.
Yep.
Hey, hold on, guys.
Mike, do you remember we were talking about Rampage, how it has to be live? Last night it was live and it was at Daly's place. Did you see the difference in it? It was a good show.
Right, but the thing of it is, though, they're like Jay said, his father's had it with the spending. So, for me, seeing him take on Ring of Honor for the footage, and then if he tries to make it another company, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work.
He's not gonna. They're losing money as it is. Just like Vince is. Well, I say Vince is losing money, but they're hemorrhaging money left and right. They're signing way too many people. Like, and if you bring back all the Ring of Honor guys, like Taven and Bennett and all them guys,
those guys signed with. Those guys are officially signed with Impact.
Right, but I'm just saying, if you did. Now you got more guys on your payroll. You're spending more money to rent a building or go into a building, run a show, TV time. All this other, it doesn't make any sense for him to have. Go ahead, Jay.
You know what the best part was? Another laugher. Oh, Rick, they're hiring Samoa Joe and
Regal,
Steven Regal to run a. You need to hire those two to go and run backstage at All Elite.
Right. And that's what the problem with All Elite is. I'm not saying that the matches are good because I watched most of Dynamite and the matches were good. What the problem is, and Jay said this at the beginning of the show, they're not running right storylines. They're booking indie way. That's what they're doing. And Tony Khan is should not have the book at all. He should
even be the head writer.
He shouldn't even be the head writer. He should be the president of the company and sit back and count his money and let somebody else book and write his storylines.
He should be sitting at Gorilla with the set of headphones on, watching, and that's about it.
And learning.
It seemed like
him booking, you can see it's the shits.
Yeah, and when he was on the mic announcing that he bought Ring of Honor,
horrible.
He didn't even seem comfortable. He didn't seem comfortable in the ring. He didn't seem comfortable.
I'm gonna watch All Elite. I'll watch that. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it in the morning.
Go ahead, Jay, Fingers. You got something to say?
Yeah, Fingers, go, please.
Rampage, Jay. Check out Rampage. It was live.
Yeah. And, I've been saying this. Remember, I said this. They should be doing live Rampage every Friday at Dailies.
Yes. Could maybe they could do that with Ring of Honor to cut costs and do it at Dailies. But what they did on Rampage last night with the House of Black, pay attention to that. They brought in Rowan last night.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a one-off or what.
No, he signed.
He is signed.
I read that he signed. Yeah.
Okay.
Could it be another reason?
Do you remember when they brought in Fish? It was like, all right, what are they bringing in Fish for?
Yeah.
If there's any time for Bray to come, it's got to come out.
I knew it was coming. I freaking knew it.
If you would have booked Bray in AEW,
Bray Wyatt is not going to AEW. They cannot afford him.
All right.
Stop it.
All right, listen.
Stop it.
If they were, who would you put him in a program with?
They can't afford Bo Dallas. Never mind Bray Wyatt.
Well, listen. If Bray Wyatt was to go there at all, if he was going to become part of that thing, he would have had to been the leader right away.
No, against Black.
Against Black. But then again, what does Bray Wyatt come back as? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really don't know what his character is going to be if he was to come back to a different product.
Have you watched the latest video?
Yeah, but what's to say that's him?
Mickey Big, you want to help me out here? Did you watch the latest video that he put out?
The one the other day where the Slim Jim
talks about WrestleMania. About WrestleMania. Okay.
Yep.
So more rumors are coming out, and I don't know how true they are, but it's more important that he's going back to WWE.
In what role?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if he was going to go to AEW, he should have done it.
See, that's the one thing. Hear this real quick. Let me just finish. If it was the type of thing that he has actually made an indie appearance under a new character, like EC3 has done,
of course,
and what do they Braun Strowman have done, and could give me an idea on what he would be, other than what he has been. Like, I hear you, you're like, well, he's gonna be Wyndham Rotunda. What the fuck is a Wyndham Rotunda?
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if for him to come into AEW and have a long beard and have his skelly cap and rock in a rocker, that's Bray Wyatt with the new name.
Well, with what Rumble was,
he's Malachi Black with a new name.
Malachi Black has always had that gimmick. I don't know what Bray Wyatt was before he was Bray Wyatt.
Blackjack.
Husky Harris.
Yeah.
Husky Harris.
A fat guy in a pair of skivvies.
Well, with what Rumble was saying with the Vince McMahon interview, that Vince McMahon does not want pro wrestlers. He wants sports entertainers.
He wants no. He wants WWE superstars, not sports entertainers. WWE superstars, which in all honesty, when he said it like that compared to pro wrestler, absolutely. Because if you ask me what I wanted to be ever since I was a kid, it wasn't a pro wrestler. I wanted to be on the WWE. I wanted my own ice cream bar. I wanted my own figure. I wanted a lunchbox. I just didn't want to say Hold on. I just didn't want to say I want to entertain people at the local AOH every Friday and every Saturday, once to twice a month.
Well,
I
that's what
went
you
to
did.
Walter Killer Kowalski's wanting to be a WWE superstar.
Well, Bray Wyatt is a WWE superstar.
Exactly. So, as an independent wrestler or pro wrestler, I need to know what he's going to be, Forbes.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't make sense for
you
him to
know what
show
I'm
up in
saying?
AEW.
Like, how does he show up looking? If he shows up as Wyndham Rotunda or the new Blackjack, does he come out with like what does he look like?
I say he would come back as like a demonic type fucking character. Just not the Fiend, not Bray Wyatt. He's creative enough to create something new. And who knows? It could be a takeoff of these videos that everybody's watching.
Kick him out! Kick him out!
Can I ask you something? And just hear me
Kick him
out.
out! Kick him out!
Hear me real quick. How do we know he's creative? I've never been into WWE.
How do you know he's not?
Exactly. How do we know he's not? Like, did he come up with the Firefly Funhouse? Did he come out with the outdoor?
No, he didn't. You know who came up with that? The guy that's directing his horror movie. That's who came up with that.
Did he come up with the fire match that he had with Randy Orton? Like, did he come up with the match that he did with Matt Hardy at the lake? Like, how much of this stuff is he responsible for?
Okay, is the guy that's producing his movie contracted to Vince?
Who knows?
He was at one point.
Well, if he's not, then Wyndham Rotunda can get some help from the outside.
Yes,
and create something.
I agree with that, but he's not going to AEW.
I just would want to know what his character kind of would be. And I know I hear you go, well, he would come back demonic and this or that. Oh, okay. I get it. So I would think that if Cody Rhodes was still there, Cody Rhodes would have been the perfect person for him to go after.
Yes, but like as far as like what's out there with WWE, I don't see Bray Wyatt fitting into a program. The only one I see him at this moment is with the House of Black, as indicated by what happened on Rampage last night.
Okay,
there's something there. Outside of that, I don't see any spot where he would fit in.
Kick him
They
out.
could write a
Kick him
feud all
out.
the way
Kick
to
him out.
nothing.
Well, I can say that I just recently read a report that said when Bray Wyatt and when Braun Strowman got released, it was written into their release that it was only temporary, that they would be brought back eventually, but at the moment they just did not have that spot for them.
Very interesting.
Hey, fellas, for a quick sec.
All of a sudden, Braun Strowman and EC3 have money to start.
Look at Dana.
This is my buddy Dana Christie. He's a wrestling promoter back in Nova Scotia, Canada. We came down to visit Jason for the weekend.
Welcome to the show.
Are you in Jason's house?
No, they're at my work.
No.
Oh, all right.
I watch the gym. So they're here at the gym. Then we'll go back to my house. They'll throw down a couple of brewskis. I'll roll me up around it for this pimp daddy, and we'll
in stereo.
And hopefully we'll watch a little UFC Kobe Covington versus Masvidal.
And speaking of the interview that Vince did, by the way, did anybody see the kayfabe news article about him today?
No.
The kayfabe news article about Vince was saying how he is highly pissed off that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, and now he's in talks with Tony Khan's father to buy the Jaguars.
Please, come on.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me, the stuff that these people put out.
Can I tell you right now, and this is off subject, the NFL won't allow that sale to be had. Number one, because he is a non-white owner, and they need that in the NFL right now. They need the minorities. They won't let that sale happen.
Why do you think they got in the business with The Rock?
Yep. So, yeah, I really wish Capelli was here to give in his kazoo sense, but with that
he's stuck with that name now. Now it's up on Facebook. He's stuck with that name.
Kazoo.
How many of us watched the Pat McAfee interview with Vince McMahon?
I have not watched it yet.
I
haven't watched
highly
it.
recommend it.
Oh, I plan to this weekend.
I highly recommend it. I had to watch it before coming on here
I've
because I'm
heard it
going
was
to tell
really
you
good.
the way Vince looked on the Pat McAfee show, he looked like he was about 60 years old. I am under the impression now that he's playing a different character on TV and he's making himself look that old because that dude looks spry as a middle-aged person. He had the shirt buttoned down, one with the chest, and wearing a suit jacket with a button-up shirt, no tie, wide open. All he needed was the
Sneakers.
Ginzo here and a gold chain with the cross on it, and he would have fit stereotypical Guinea.
Yeah,
And
you were right.
he had the custom jeans on. He had a pair. Wasn't wearing business shoes. Vince McMahon was wearing a pair of Nikes as if he was Shane O'Mac. F
You were right
bombing.
about.
Go on.
You're right about Vince inducting Undertaker, though. You were right
Yeah,
about that.
I know. And then there was a person out there that tried saying, "Oh, it's Vic Solagosta, Vic Solo, who was former pro wrestler, trained by Kowalski, saying that I forget who he thought should. Oh, Ted DiBiase." And I had to put in. I was like, I 10,000% disagree. McMahon's the man. What does Ted DiBiase have to do other than being out in the ring with Paul Bearer, I believe, when The Undertaker was introduced into the WWE, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And it wasn't even with Paul Bearer. It was with Brother Love.
It was with Brother Love.
Paul Bearer didn't come into the picture 2 or 3 months down the road.
Yes. So, in my honesty, it would either be Brother Love or my second choice would have been for it to been our buddy, Mr. Mario Mancini, since it was his first ever opponent. But Vince McMahon, to me, is the 100% right choice. So, Forbes.
Who's making all that rubbing noise?
Give me that. I don't know. Give me that breakdown on.
It's just
I have no idea. Give me the breakdown on what you felt
because you only hear when
the
Jason
podcast was with Vince was. How did you like it? What did you think of it? What some of the things you took away from it?
I agree with you. He looked a lot better on WWE television. He looked healthy. Nothing surprised me. He kind of supported your whole Disney theory, you know what I mean, in so many words.
Yeah.
But that's not a surprise to any of us. You know what I mean? He's a Disney company. That's what he wants. Superstars, not wrestlers. So nothing shocked me, and nothing's going to change. He's not in financial debt. There's no threat. So it's just going to be as it is. You know what I mean? A lot of things might not make sense to us as wrestling fans or continuity. It doesn't matter. The money's rolling in by the truckloads. So he doesn't have to change a damn thing. And I'm not going to get upset about it anymore.
Yeah, right.
It was a good interview.
I thought it was a great interview. It brought a lot of limelight, and it even made it make more sense on the why. Like, then you got another guy that Joe Rosario puts up. This is why Vince buried Keith Lee. Keith Lee says right in that thing with Chris Jericho. I heard the bit and piece, okay, from that part of the interview. He admits that he couldn't do the things that Vince wanted. How is that getting buried?
Well, that's because you have a Mark who thinks he knows it all, and he's a bigger clown than freaking Forbesy and Tony Khan running his mouth. I hate that kid. He's a clown.
If you can't do what Vince does, what Vince wants, why should he pay you? Why should you be part of that company? Just like the Brady Bunch episode. Greg Brady didn't want to be Johnny Bravo no more, and they gladly took the suit back and said, we can make a Johnny Bravo anytime. Exactly what Vince McMahon does. I'll make Johnny Bravo out of Pelly. Because you know why? He'll do everything I tell him to do and then some.
Wow.
Correct, right?
That's exactly why Austin Theory's getting over right now.
Because he's doing what he's told.
Exactly.
He don't care if he looks like a clown. He got a big bank account.
That's what none of these people on here, besides us, a lot of the people who post on the Gorilla Position, like Justin Keene and your cousin or nephew Forbes, they don't get it. They don't understand that it's a business and they're getting paid to do a job. Yes. It's just like Forbes. If you were told to do something at work, you didn't do it, what would happen?
I'd get fired.
Right, there you go.
You guys are in the business. Everybody else, they're not supposed to know that stuff.
Okay, well, we're letting them know the inside. And here's another inside. Okay? The reason why we pray that we get a contract is so we don't have to fucking kill ourselves anymore in the ring. So that we can go out there and wrestle an 8-minute match instead of having to go 27 to get the same response out of the fans that we could get out of going 28 minutes, lighting myself on fire just to get a pop.
Say it again.
But the best of us,
for $20, and I'll take the hot dog, but make sure you got some mustard for me, baby.
But the best of us have learned less is more, and to get the same reaction. You know what I mean?
Yes, but what I'm saying is we all, I mean, 9 out of 10 of us, be kind to one another. Okay, so with that being said, I strove to be a WWE superstar. Do I enjoy going out there and wrestling a half hour? And yes, I do. But if you were to tell me tomorrow, hey, you signed in with the WWE, and now all I got to do is a 5-minute match and figure out how to make my 5 minutes work so I can appease someone like Jimmy Fingers instead of tearing me up online going, now I suck because I can only go 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
And then take my check and go to the bank and deposit it.
So that's Forbes. I hope you know I love you, brother.
That's just it, guys. Man, we're not supposed to know that shit. No.
That's why I love you. I'm telling you all this stuff. That's what
and
goes
Forbes,
through. That's what goes through our mind.
Forbes, if it wasn't for wrestling fans, we couldn't do what we want to do. It wasn't for wrestling fans.
You guys go 1-1 with us. So this is just some of the stuff that, like, literally is in our mind. Once getting to Vince McMahon, it's just keeping that job. And I've said to a multitude of people, if I had signed with them and Vince goes, Jason, you're just not good enough to be a backstage agent, I would have said, no problem, Mr. McMahon. I will do the best job I can producing matches for you, because all I ever wanted to do since I was a 7-year-old little boy growing up in Malden, Massachusetts, jumping off my grandmother's armoire onto my friends who would be sound asleep at like 1 a.m, giving them the Superfly Snooker Splash, brother, and scaring the shit out of the people that used to sleep over my house. I wanted to be a WWE superstar, employee, whatever the case it may be. That's what I wanted. You could have told me that I'm taking the ring jackets back tonight. I'm going to be the best ring jacket taker back you ever seen in your whole life, because I got my dream job.
At the end of the day, we all have to make a living to survive. Okay, what am I doing right now? I'm working at some place that I don't love, but I got to do it to earn a living.
That's right.
All these people in the business. Now, if I could jump and make, more money, it's the same thing with wrestling. It's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with every profession. So a lot of people, just like, in the entertainment world, people like us who are just working shifts now,
Yeah.
we look to be entertained, and it's a shorter attention span. It's the
Yeah.
age. People's patience are thinner. Things are not appointment television anymore, so everybody complains, included. I never respect talent. I never say this guy sucks in the ring or at his craft. I just complain about the level of entertainment.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say you know what I mean. Not you in general, but some people would say that. Oh, I used to watch him out on the Indies, and he'd go balls to the wall for 25 minutes. Now he's in the WWE, and he does 4 minutes and 30 seconds on a Monday night or a Friday night, and during a pay-per-view he goes 12 minutes and 30 seconds. He's lazy now. No, I'm not lazy.
You sound like Bieber right now.
I'm doing my job because that's what I have to do.
I actually had a post up. Like, I put up a post, Jay. Right? It was like a clip of the band playing at CBGB's in like '96. And a friend of mine went out there and just trashed my band. Like, he's a friend of mine. And I was just like, that's cool. We weren't the greatest band in the world. And people were like asking me to like how can you take that? I was like, because maybe we weren't as good as we thought. Otherwise we would have been something. But it was like, most people wouldn't take me and single me out and say, well, you were a lousy drummer.
I think you're a great drummer.
Doesn't matter. We didn't make it to the big show. But there are some
You
people
suck, Fingers.
There were a lot of people that hated us, Jay, for what style of music we were doing, because we were in the rap rock genre. McCarran and Bags had to do what they had to do. There were people that hated us. But you know what? There were people that liked us too.
Hate is gonna hate, baby.
And the dude that was trashing me and my guys can't play an instrument. So it's like,
well,
but it was
that's what it circles back to, Forbesy.
Exactly.
If people like that Kid Rosario and other people are trashing what we do or the WWE does, or
they clown on us because of our opinion, and that's
right. And they're sitting there blowing AEW when they don't have a clue. That kid couldn't last 5 minutes in the ring with anybody on this channel, including you.
To all of you.
Sorry, Fingers. I love you, Fingers. I'm sorry.
Have I ever showed you this?
Hell no.
Workers and what you guys do ever?
No, not at all.
Nope.
I support the shit out of what you do and done. I don't have
Listen, I still have that music you made me, and I love it.
Listen, I people are entertained by all these 450s, 610s, dives and stuff, but the other day I watched Ernie the Cat Lad versus Andre the Giant.
Oh, wow.
And I was just as entertained in watching all those indie stuff that goes on now. I was just as entertained. It was fantastic.
Jay, answer me this on top of what Kelly's saying. By the time, when we got to see Andre ourselves, the John Studd era, without the announcers, were you not bored stiff by an Andre match?
He's right.
I was afraid to admit it at the time. I didn't want to say it. I was lying too much. And I was so entertained by that. I watched it on we got the WWE network. We don't have Peacock in Canada. We just get the network. It's $14.99 a month. We saw live in our day, like he would hold a rest hold on the mat for like 20 minutes, and I'd be like, in my head, I'm fucking bored, but I don't want to.
But that's what the business was back then.
Yeah.
It's not what it is now. It's different.
But
so let's talk.
Backlund got on and did a 60-minute, and it was like the nuts. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah. So let's talk about SmackDown. What do you guys think about Ricochet winning?
I loved it.
Loved it.
I'm expecting to see breaking news in about, say, 2 hours that AJ Styles has captured the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I'd love it.
He's not. How do you know he's wrestling Brock?
I was told tonight it's AJ versus Brock at Madison Square Garden, my friend. I'm not. I've read it a couple of different places.
Well, let's not pull out sources again.
Because
no.
Because Gazoo called that way back when I was calling Ricochet.
So what
read
does
it.
that do?
Okay, now I'll remember. It was a head block on the Dirt Sheet Radio's website because they predicted first night Ricochet would be getting the championship on SmackDown, and they also predicted that tomorrow, which would be tonight, AJ Styles would be capturing the WWE World Championship from one Brock Lesnar, and that's how the unification championships of the championships would that derailment would happen this evening.
Then you got Edge and AJ for the title in a marquee match at Mania.
Yes,
and they fixed the problem with the title with Knoxville and Zayn by putting it on Ricochet. But if you watch Ricochet, you saw that extra pep in his step because he knew he was going over.
Dude, that was a killer match. If you watch that match as a pure wrestling fan,
it was on.
Take it out of the WWE. That match was amazing.
Yep. And it told a story that didn't have to go 30 minutes.
Sami Zayn is such a good worker. Like nobody,
he's Canadian. He's Canadian.
Shut up, Pelly. His gimmick and everything is annoying, but he's a solid.
I love Sami Zayn.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
They that problem, man, because I was bitching about that. No IC title in a movie star match. You know what I mean? They fixed that. They knew.
Yep, Forbes. Vince McMahon heard you.
Now there's more heat on that, man. And now we got Ricochet. Now could Ricochet fight Cody?
No, I'm taking all the Cody things off the WWE board. Nope.
Who do you see him in? Sheamus, maybe? I would be bored by that match, to be honest with you. Who could Ricochet fight?
I really would have liked to have seen them keep Cesaro because I would have thought that Cesaro would have been a perfect opponent for Ricochet for that belt at WrestleMania.
It was I saw some sort of gimmick. Cesaro was supposed to be at Revolution. Or did he have a 90-day no compete?
No.
He didn't have a 90-day. No, he walked. His contract is up.
He'll be for a one-off and probably smoke after he beats Jericho, because if he don't beat Jericho tomorrow, I'll be pissed.
Who's this?
It's Cesaro.
Kingston was running his mouth on Cesaro.
They're buddies. They were a tag team back in the day.
Yeah.
Who knows
if he's going to show up or not? Like, again, he's another talent that's going to get lost in the shuffle.
It's a one-off if he shows up, man.
Yeah, I agree. Right now, with this acquisition, and nobody knows what's going to go on with Ring of Honor. We're all just giving our opinions because we really don't truly know.
Another Ring of Honor guy, though.
It's huge payroll
for a while. Yeah.
It's a huge payroll.
Yeah.
And to me, they just don't got the writers. They don't have
any writers.
Could they use all those old Ring of Honor guys and match them up with some of these young indie stars?
Who stayed under contract with Ring of Honor when
nobody stayed under contract. They were all released. Every single one of them.
Okay. So they didn't keep employing like Gresham or the tag team champions.
They just let them hold the belt.
I'm saying not Ring of Honor guys now, but the former Ring of Honor guys like Punk, Danielson, and stuff like that. Work with them.
They won't
work with them and some of the indie starlings.
Okay, so now I like what you just said there. What if they took AEW guys who were once Ring of Honor guys and made a small Ring of Honor style roster and then did like Ring of Honor? Like, I like that, Kelly. I like that.
The whole thing with Moxley and Danielson, like supposedly Moxley's going to go heel and team up with him. That could be the start of it if they do that.
When is this Ring of Honor show? 25th of April?
Yes, in Texas.
Okay, well, since no one signed to Ring of Honor, who's on the card? Is there a card at all yet?
No,
not
because
yet.
It could end up being an all elite wrestling show. For all we know, what if those dates are now canceled and don't count no more?
Well, I would assume that since it was sold. So I mean, do you know what I mean? It all depends on what he decides to do at Ring of Honor. If he tries to make it into a separate company, he's screwed because he's going to lose more money than he's making.
But all for we know, Vince McMahon owns everything.
I like what Jeff.
Shut up, Pelly! Shut up!
I like what Jeff just said right here about Chris Hero. If they did make a small Ring of Honor style roster, I would love Chris Hero would be a great addition. But then again, it all has to go with they have so many people now, and the father not liking what's going on. I mean, he must have really had to beg his old man and say, "This will work out. We're gonna get an HBO Max deal." Like he must have had to really convince his old man on this purchase.
What was the price tag? Does anybody know?
52
Between
million.
30 and 50 million.
Jesus Christ. He's going to put himself out of business.
He looks like, you know what he looks like? Honestly, he looks like Sideshow Bob on drugs. He does. With that freaking hairdo and the way he was talking on Wednesday night, oh my God, deer in the headlights.
I was thinking more.
He was uncomfortable. He looks scared in there. He looks scared.
I was thinking
it's because he's I'm sorry, he's a little boy, and he's like, oh my God, I'm in a ring with the wrestlers getting to announce something. Holy Jesus!
He's a mark with money. That's what he is. That's all it boils down to. He's not respected in the wrestling business because he's never been in it, and he's a mark with money. I'm sorry. He's another freaking Habib. That's what he is.
He's respected by his roster. He takes care of him.
Forbes,
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Being nice
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Don't push it. All right.
I think Vince did is
bully.
You gotta no. He's right.
The bully.
Forbes, he's right, Mike. You gotta have some sort of respect for what Tony Khan has done. You do.
No, I know I don't. I don't. I don't have to because all he's doing is booking what he wants to see. He's not writing storylines. The best storyline right now is Punk and MJF.
Yeah,
true enough. Yeah,
and Punk is in control. Punk and MJF are in control of that.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the rest of his storylines are the shits. I'm sorry, it's not good.
But this black one coming up, black is
that's starting to pique my interest now that you know the Penta went back to the dark Penta. I like that. They brought in Eric Rowan. I like that. So that's starting to pique my interest. But the rest of it,
we'll find tomorrow if that builds into something because that's on the card.
What?
Rowan is
6-man tag. Yeah, that's 6-man tags on the card.
Isn't Buddy Murphy in there at all? Or
yeah.
Oh yeah, Buddy Murphy, the needle mover.
Yeah, he moved that needle. It jumped like this, right off the freaking
the needle mover, scale. Buddy Murphy.
What's making me laugh about it all is everybody that complains about the WWE storylines the WWE storylines that AEW is much better. How can they be any better? They don't have a damn storyline to begin with.
They got two.
Because WWE writes entertainment. WWE writes entertainment.
Yep.
Like
no kidding, Zoo. We already got over that.
Like Jason and I said a couple weeks ago.
Shut your big head up.
Like Jason and I said a couple weeks ago, WWE is the Hollywood of professional wrestling.
Yep. It's Star Wars. And it's just totally different.
And Vince McMahon, as Jason pointed out, is literally the George Lucas of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
He's the Walt Disney of professional wrestling.
Yep. He is the P.T. Barnum of professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, Capelli, we already talked about Mike being wrong. He admitted it. He's ate his crow. He's done his time.
Capelli, you are now known as the Great Gazoo permanently. Check out the Facebook page, dum-dum.
I was telling my buddy Dana I was hoping Gazoo would be on here tonight.
His head's not big enough for the screen. His head's too big for the screen.
I was hoping the Gazoo could just pop in real quick so he could give us his great words. My great words. Vince McMahon, blah. Because I'm usually right. Capelli.
No, you're not usually
No.
right. That's why.
You just
The
got
only
some
reason
good
why you're the
opinion.
great Kazoo is
Yeah.
because you have a giant head. That's why.
And it shows that he's a very confident guinea from Medford, Massachusetts, that his ego is so big it's outgrown his head size.
Oh man, he's gonna do a run in.
Listen, watch that word guinea.
I'm a guinea too.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll slap you right in your big nose.
Oh well.
Capelli's the great Kazoo.
Yeah, he is the great Kazoo. We love him, but
he's just lucky I couldn't find a cartoon hammer. That would have been better.
Where's this graphic? I haven't seen this graphic. Do you have it, Mike?
Check out the Facebook page. It's up there.
Shut up, Brooklyn King.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, Kazoo. I guarantee Roman Reigns will be on drafted the Monday Night Raw.
Oh!
You remember that, right?
We're all wrong on here, Capelli. We are all wrong. We have all been wrong. It just so happens.
Ego is getting kicked right now.
Oh, the head. Pelly. And I'm talking Adam Jack Pelly, not Capelli. I think he's probably the only kid that's got a bigger hat size than you.
I know my head's bigger than Capelli's.
Really?
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah.
What is?
I got a Celtics.
Listen,
I got a Celtics.
There's no way your head's bigger than Capelli.
Buddy, he has a true size 8 fitted.
I got a fitted
head.
Have
helmets specially made. He's got to go have for that dome. All right. I got
a hat today in Bangor, Lids in Bangor, 8 1/8.
Wow. 7. Wow, 7.5.
No way.
Holy.
No
way. What do you do? Just wear it like this?
I love it.
Shit. I'm a 7 3/8.
There's no. I got a small head, and I'm only 7 1/4. Christ. Forbes loving it right now. We're not picking on him today. We're picking on Forbes is like this. Yeah, nobody's picking on me tonight. Yeah,
I'm just gonna be quiet right here.
I'm just gonna shut my mouth and do my work.
So tomorrow at Revolution, what do you guys think? Adam Page over?
Yeah,
I think they should put him over and make Cole chase the belt. But
yeah, I do too. If they put Cole over.
Too soon. Way too soon.
Yeah.
But then again, who's the better champion? Adam Cole
would be a better champion. Yeah, I think Cole would be a better champion, but I just think it's too soon. Let Page run with the belt for a while.
Yeah.
He's only
I think they should make Page look stronger. Like somehow some way he's got to get over on the Red Dragon kids. Like they got to try to interfere and he tries to get over them, and then Cole tries to get. Yeah.
Overrated Omega is going to here and cost Cole tomorrow, and then you're going to have the Red Dragon Elite feud for going into Double or Nothing.
Okay.
Overrated Omega. You come to the dark side, I see.
Overrated Omega. I love that.
Hey, I've been saying it for almost a year now. Him and the Bucks are way overrated.
Oh, yep.
How would you do in the ring with
I
the
want
Bucks?
to see how that tag's going to go. How that tag's going to go between the Bucks and Red Dragon.
I would legitimately tell the Bucks, okay?
We're not spot monkeying it.
I'm not a spot monkey, but I'll try my best to remember what you want me to remember. But I call everything while I'm in there.
Yeah. Lock up, headlock. That's it. Lock up, headlock. Let's go.
Yep. I'll lock up, headlock.
Fly.
That's how I've always worked.
You'll probably see them introduce trio titles because they got too much talent.
Well, they've already been saying that. That's been
they've been talking 6-man titles for a while.
Dude, I watched that tag team battle royal they did Wednesday. I was like, how many tag teams does this company have?
There's still a tag team yet to be announced tomorrow. Could be, maybe the Briscoes. Who knows?
Oh, the Briscoes didn't come out.
No, but there's a mystery team going to be announced.
So right now I'm watching Jay White on Impact Television. I thought he was part of the AEW roster.
He's not really. He's still signed to TNA.
Okay. Because right now he's about to fight Alex Shelley.
So the rumor has it with them guys is they're waiting for the contract to end with TNA, and the whole Bullet Club's jumping to AEW.
I wouldn't see why they wouldn't,
including the Gorillas.
Oh,
because the Gorillas are only on like a 6-month deal. I think that's what I read.
So do you think at WrestleMania this year we'll see a 4 or a 6-man scramble tag team TLC for the WWE tag team titles or one of the brand championships?
No idea.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying, Rumble. They should. They got to have some sort of gimmick match at WrestleMania.
Yep, they need that. I would love to see the tag team titles.
Baldo wants to come in. Let him in.
Let me in. Not by the hair of my.
I could do without the Andre Battle Royal.
Are they doing that this year? I thought they were doing the women's Battle Royal.
Hold on, buddy.
I'm just let me get my popcorn. Hold on.
Here he is. Holy back from his basement in Saugus, Massachusetts. The great.
I told you.
Great. Kazoo. What would wrestling be without you?
Normal?
Dumber. Mr. Fingers, how are you, my friend?
Look at here we go. Here's the ass kissing right now.
Have a moment of victory. Do you feel like the Red Sox when they beat the New York Yankees?
Is it that? Listen, Capelli.
Listen.
Hold on,
Jay. Hold on.
I need to stick up a mic real quick.
What?
Go ahead.
It's not that big of. It's not that big of a victory.
Why is that?
Because it's only the acquirement of Ring of Honor, a defunct company that couldn't draw when it was around.
Listen, enough kissing Mike's ass. Get out.
Listen, a dog has its day in the sunshine every once in a while. Yeah. Okay? Like your head is always in the sunshine because you block the sun. Just shut up. All right?
Don't start. Crow. Start eating, my friend.
He's lashing.
He's not going to eat. It's not a big deal.
That bag of sticky fingers, Crow.
Oh, please.
Brought it up last week. Mike King was like, "Oh, no, they're not gonna do it."
Oh, here we go. See, now that his boyfriend shows up, he starts running his mouth.
Wait.
The clown show has arrived.
Sticky Fingers, didn't Mike also tell you were wrong on Facebook?
Yeah.
I do believe he did. And then he told me. Then he said to me, "Don't be a clown like Fingers."
What's your point? You are being a clown like Fingers. The Bozo and Gazoo clown show.
I hope you're wearing those fucking Bozo shoes. You have
whatever, please.
Here we go.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
what do you guys? What was the topic earlier?
We just basically talked about the acquisition of AEW and what it truly means and what I meant by the stupidity comment.
I think we both agreed that it means nothing. I think we both.
I told them about our conversation. Yes.
Yeah. And
go in on it though. Just revisit it just so you can reiterate on what I said.
I made a comment to Jay and I said to him we were talking about it, and I says, the one thing I could see that would come out of this is like the old when NWA was NWA World Championship Wrestling. It's probably gonna be All Elite Wrestling's Ring of Honor. I can see that being the gimmick and the name of the show or something like that. But I think it's ultimately, I think Mike had said it too. It's just the acquisition more of in the past. He said it's the library. That's really what I think it's all about is the acquisition of the library and to say for him, I own Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's not. Like I said earlier. If he starts starts the company back up again, he's going to lose more money than he makes.
And the thing is, the only way he could actually stop the coming back up again is like how Vince has NXT. It would still have to be part of the brand. It wouldn't be its own company, and I don't think it will be its own company. But
I think if anything, Pelly made one good point.
yeah,
Making a mini roster of former ROH people to represent it right away. Like taking the Daniel Bryans, the CM Punks, the Eddie Kingstons that are already signed to AEW. Like here's a spot for the Black Macho Man himself, Jay Lethal. Like having, and if the Briscoes came in and said, we're Ring of Honor, you're AEW, you know what I mean? And having that sort of thing. Other than that, like I said, I've been saying, Tony Khan's dad is at his ends with the spending, and I believe this will be the last of what they're able to spend. And if things don't come to fruition and they start losing money even more, and now with it being released that they have signed a deal with HBO Max for the streaming rights, we need to see where it goes. I think if things continue like this for the next year or two, I'd say in 3 years I could picture Vince McMahon buying it all.
one thing I'll say is Shad Khan, Tony Khan's godfather, has got a shit ton of fucking money. He ain't going broke. I mean, he may be done with the spending.
I didn't say that, but his father has said, it's come out in numerous reports. What even when Bully Ray talked about it on the wrestling podcast, the father is not happy with what is with the spending his son has done.
Yeah. Well,
ultimately, it's his money.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Ultimately, it is, but still, let me see. He owns one of the major soccer teams.
Exactly.
Fulham football. Fulham.
And he owns fucking, the Jags. So I would say he's doing all right money wise.
Yeah.
But anyways, it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't. I don't think it. I really don't. It just doesn't mean anything. It's not like they're bringing back other ROH guys like Malonis and those guys. All those guys were on a contract that lost their contracts.
He released the entire roster with like Gresham, and I think them boys are done the end of this month. You're right.
Did you guys mention? I heard you mention the Briscoes. Did anybody talk about the fact that the Briscoes are supposed to be in Boston fighting the Hardy Boys? Yeah, it was a big thing on the Briscoes put something. They did the whole social media thing. And
for Top Rope.
I saw
that. No, it was big time.
I saw the Briscoes are working the Lucha Brothers somewhere.
So you guys were saying that they didn't show up. Where didn't they show up?
AEW on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I had thought by the way that Forbes made a post that the Briscoes and came out with Tony Khan.
What? I don't remember seeing that.
I didn't see that, but I mean it's possible.
I thought Forbes had put something about that means the Briscoes are here or something about maybe I misread it. But when I seen that, I was under the impression that the Briscoes must have came out with Tony Khan.
Nope, they didn't show up on. They weren't on Dynamite this week. I just know like they're working some social media angle with the Hardy Boys.
Of course they are.
Just like they did with FTR, that went nowhere.
I think that's coming.
You guys talk about any word on tonight's Saturday night's main event?
Check Twitter, man.
Huh?
Check the Twitter. Someone will be posting. It's on right now.
I just wanted
on where though?
Huh? Where? Yeah.
Whoever.
It's not on Peacock.
Whatever dirt sheet you're following will be spitting out news by the minute.
I mean that's what time is it now? They should be halfway done by now.
9:20. Yep.
Yeah, should be about halfway done. But Jay,
that's why I'm saying by 11:05 tonight we'll know if AJ Styles is the new WWE World Champion.
But that's not a confirmed match either.
Okay, I read it in two different places that it
you did?
was, but yep.
It was up in the air of who was winning.
Because Dirt Sheet put a thing where tonight everybody will find out that the titles will that Johnny Knoxville won't be getting an IC championship shot because Ricochet would be getting over, and then we're 2 days away from people seeing that the titles won't be unified because Fox and USA won't let that happen. So AJ Styles will be taking the title Saturday night, and yeah, Dirt Sheet had written something about that.
I didn't see it. All right, that's good, Bob. Then that's one of the things we talked about that said that if it was going to happen, that'd be one of the few people that could do it. So.
And Forbes was loving the fact that would be a great match, AJ and Edge for the World Championship.
Exactly. We talked about that last week, and they on the forum.
Yeah,
I do have some of the match results if you guys want them.
Oh, love it.
So Alpha Academy defeated RK Bro. Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest by DQ. The Usos have defeated Kofi Kingston and Big E for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Becky Lynch defeated Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And Roman Reigns has defeated Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So far, those are the results that have been posted.
That should be almost over.
Yeah.
So my trusty in-studio guest, Mr. Dana Christie, just brought up a Bleacher Report news article, and it's still not even listed on Bleacher Report on who Brock Lesnar was going to fight.
That's what I'm wondering. It's not Cody. You guys talk about Cody at all?
I don't think Cody's coming anywhere near the WWE anymore.
So, like I said, I recorded it. It was from Body Slam. I read it. It said that the talks fizzled out. That he may be going back to AEW, potentially to do something with the Ring of Honor acquisition. But I don't know. We'll see.
But every other dirt sheet has been saying that they're working on a storyline for Cody Rhodes.
For me, right? He's supposed to debut in Mania, but like I said to Mickey Biggs, who is he going to debut against if it is coming? Who he has like really no heat with anybody, no gimmick heat that he has on the internet or any shit like that. So like, what's going to be the big surprise for Cody? And the only thing I had thought maybe was Seth Rollins won the belt tonight, and that maybe the big setup, his opponent at WrestleMania would have been for the title. Somebody he hasn't faced before, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, it's Cody Rhodes. And there's the big surprise, That would have been better than...
That could be better than AJ. You're right. I agree with that.
That's what I mean, AJ would be good because it would set up AJ Edge title, Edge's one of last gimmick, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think if they are bringing Cody in, don't ruin the comeback. And that's what it seems like is going to happen with Cody if he does come and they bring him out at WrestleMania. And I said to Mickey the other day, I'm like, there's nobody there that it would make sense with. It just, for what?
That would be lousy to bring him back and at WrestleMania just automatically. That ain't even then. Right from there, he's not even watchable.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Don't kill the if he's coming back, don't kill the comeback.
Yep.
Don't do what you've done to 80% of the guys that have come back hot and then you kill.
So, did you get to watch the Pat McAfee podcast with Vince?
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was good. I was actually shocked. I thought Vince was going to be doing more gimmick than being kind of realistic and just being down to earth. I was expecting a little bit more, Mr. McMahon and not Vince. But it was good to see, just Vince be Vince and talk. It was pretty to a point, honest and open. I mean, obviously, you knew that they scripted this fucking thing, well long before he walked on. It wasn't like he didn't know what was being asked him.
I think he asked him enough questions I think he answered a lot of people's questions
He did. The
on
one
why
question.
some of these great pro wrestlers
Yep.
end up not making it with Vince
Right.
because they
They're not
don't.
entertainers.
They're not entertained. Exactly. And now we're finding out, especially since like that we had that one kid, and I'll say it, like Joey Rosario. I never met you in my whole life, but just by some of the stuff you put and post up, you are a true mark or a true wrestling fan because
Clown.
because of the stupidity because of the stupidity that you will put up by continuing to think that Vince McMahon buries people on purpose. And that one person would be Keith Lee. Keith Lee adamantly came out on the Chris Jericho show. I listened to the specific part, and he tells you he didn't see himself as a rough, tough, mean son of a guy. He didn't see himself as this beer cat character. He tried. Vince Vince has something in mind. If you can't do it, he gets rid of you. Because you're not, in all reality, you're a great pro wrestler, but you're not a WWE superstar. So, in all honesty, I compared it to Greg Brady being Johnny Bravo. He didn't want to be Johnny Bravo no longer, but eventually somebody will fit the Johnny Bravo suit somewhere down the road again.
That doesn't make bad.
Are you wearing a Cobra Kai shirt?
I like Keith Lee.
I think he's a great pro wrestler. I think
He's a great guy. Exactly. He's a great pro wrestler.
He's a great pro wrestler.
Not a great entertainer.
Yeah, he's not a. Yep.
Which is
Now I know why he looked the way he did on Raw. He looked uncomfortable performing.
Who's got the serious feedback going on?
That's me, because Kelly's in my studio.
All right.
I'm in the other room.
All
Yep.
right. So, the hell were we just saying? We're talking about
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
He does not look healthy.
Huh? You don't think he looks healthy?
He does not
He's
look.
got. He's got. You could tell that like his heart. He legitimately has heart problems. I mean,
he should be in the ring.
Well, that's
He looks kind of. He looks kind of like he aged 20 years in a 6-month span. Like
that's another reason why they let him go. COVID kicked his ass.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
What I was saying to you is that's why you look at a guy like Orton, and Orton is the quintessential kind of ideal superstar entertainer that Vince is looking for, because he can wrestle and he can tell a story.
Yep.
And he can work a gimmick. Keith Lee could wrestle, but he couldn't work a gimmick and he couldn't talk.
Yep. He had no idea how to wrestle like a big man. And he even says that in the podcast, that he said that to Vince McMahon. He's like, "What? How does a big man wrestle? What do you mean by that?"
Right.
Like,
and I'm sure there was no animosity when let him go, but he
talks. Listen, Keith Lee talked good about him on the podcast.
Yep, absolutely.
He understands.
He said that Vince told him that he was too smart for his own good.
Yes, told him he was too there. That was another one. He was too smart for his own good.
Going back to the Pat McAfee show, there is one question I would have loved to have heard Pat ask him, but I knew it would never happen, is, "Hey, Vince, why are you cutting all of Hunter's guys?" But he didn't ask it. So, I mean, that's the one question I would want to answer. Like, what, okay, you talk about this, that. All right, so ask the question. Why does it, because he mentioned, I mean, you can say, hey, the internet's saying this, the internet says that, the internet's saying, that you guys have been targeting, Triple H's, your son-in-law's, guys, and firing.
Do you want to know why I believe Pat McAfee didn't even think of it? Because Pat McAfee is a legit. He is a wrestling supermark.
Who?
Pat McAfee is a wrestling supermark.
I know
He don't care. He probably one of the ones like he understands. And you know why he understands? He said it right off on there. In the NFL, he's used to going to the eating with somebody.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, an hour later, going out in the practice field and going,
The guy's
"Hey, where the hell is that guy I just ate breakfast with?"
Right.
He just got waived. That's why Pat McAfee didn't have to ask that, because he understands from being an NFL football player and being a pro athlete that this stuff just doesn't happen every day. It happens every day and every second.
Still would have been a great question.
You know, I don't doubt it, but I believe McAfee didn't have to do that because he didn't want to insult Vincent's intelligence.
No, I know that. That's why I agree with you 100%.
You know,
I think it was scripted. I mean, I think they talked before. They said,
I think the questions would definitely had to have been approved. You bet your butt.
So the question is, do we think that Triple H is done?
In the ring or with WWE?
Just done in general. I mean, I posted that thing about his assistant getting the basically shit canned, and
it was number one guy too. His number one executive assistant.
Yep, his right hand man.
Yep.
I believe it was a woman.
No, it was a guy. Well, maybe you're right. I thought it was Pellegrino. Or
I believe it was a woman. I believe it has a woman's name.
Yeah, I believe so too.
I believe it was a woman.
Okay, well, that was his number one executive assistant. So, I mean, they're targeting everything with him.
Now, I wanted to post this thing, but for some reason, the person and where I tried to go wouldn't make it shareable. But it would have made Mike look really good.
Wow, what?
Because it said right in it, Shawn Michaels is running NXT.
We've already established Shawn Michaels is like the head locker room guy at the NXT. But
hear me out.
The show is produced.
Yeah.
By Bruce Prichard.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
We all said that.
It said it in direct, but it said it in Mike's words. Shawn Michaels is in charge of NXT.
Your examples
of in charge of the locker room.
Heard it, man.
What is that?
I said your definition of in charge is wonky, dude. Like, what's in charge? He's not in charge of creative, and that's what
No. He's in head agent. Head agent.
Mike, I'm with you.
Head agent.
All right. Anyways, okay, so continue back to what you were saying.
Okay. What were we saying?
We're talking about NXT. We're talking about, just the whole thing with Pat McAfee and then, dumping his guys. And Mickey had said, what do we think about Triple H? Is he coming back?
I believe Triple H right now. If you don't see him the show after WrestleMania come out on either Raw, NXT, or SmackDown, I'd have to say you've seen the last of Triple H in the WWE.
Now, do you think any of this could be a giant work that they put into play, and it's going to have something to do with the whole thing with Shane McMahon being released? And
Shane isn't released, though. He's just not being used as a talent.
Right. But I'm saying the whole angle of it.
No.
Because or Shane and Triple H going to show up on AEW.
Yeah, there you go. Ring of Honor.
Fucking circus music go by. Please tell me you're not being your own clown.
Oh, I was being sarcastic, you big-headed freak.
I know.
Yes, he was being his own clown.
My name doesn't start with a C or a J, so I can't be a clown.
What reason would Triple H have to come out the day after WrestleMania? We haven't seen shit about him.
Because I'm just what reason? It's usually when they rewrite the scripts after WrestleMania. That's all.
He comes out
Night
to
after
confront Cody.
WrestleMania, like the night after WrestleMania. I'm sorry to say, but in my history of watching the WWE and how Vince has always told it, WrestleMania accumulates all of the
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
storylines, and the
the
night
first
after
Raw after
starts
WrestleMania
something
is the
brand
start of the
new.
season. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Yeah. You're right.
So it's a fresh start. So to me, that whole week for all the programs, including NXT, who has their pay-per-view that Saturday at noontime at the American Airlines Arena.
Is that accurate? They are
Yes.
definitively doing it.
Yep.
The day
Yep.
before?
They haven't even listed a time or a day for the
It's Friday after SmackDown,
okay.
and it's one person, Undertaker. That's it.
That's what I heard too.
Yep, just the
one.
Undertaker.
But
Nobody else.
someone had said they're going to announce more names, but no, I think it's just the Taker.
Really?
Yeah, because
It should be.
It's only
It
a
should
1
be.
hour show from 10 to 11.
Okay.
So
He deserves to go in all alone.
that's the thing. There's one guy.
Who's playing the
Hey
music?
guys, I got a split, man. I'm gonna listen in on the way home.
Sticky fingers. Have a good one, brother.
Drive
I'll be
safe, you
listening
clown.
Drive that clown car safe.
Wrong. What?
Drive that clown car safely.
Clown?
All right.
No, I think he's
Clown?
saying
No, he's saying clown.
Oh, it's Mike King. Is that
Listen,
Mike
Fingers.
King's theme music or what?
Fingers, listen, just because you were once right doesn't mean you're still not the biggest clown on
Twice
this
right.
freaking show.
I called
You're still
Ricochet
a
last
clown.
night.
You're a kiss
Last night,
ass
that's
and
why
you're a
you
clown.
too.
Get out.
That's me playing the dunk theme.
Get out.
All right.
Where the fuck is Sports?
He's at work, walking down the hallway.
Where do you work? Are you working a fucking like
The circus.
hotel?
No, I'm in the seaport, man.
He works for a law firm.
Oh my god. Doing what?
A filer.
I'm not a filer, brother. I
You must
practice
work for a
law.
law firm that continues.
You what?
I practice law, brothers.
What are you doing? The people who pull the fucking tag off the mattress.
Hey, anybody discuss WWE shutting down all things with Russia?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's a good move.
Yep.
Oh, without a doubt. So I was watching the UFC match, and the Magomedov, I think his name is,
Yeah.
Russian kid, this place booed him out of the house.
Tell me about it.
Booed him.
That's sad. You know something, man? 75% of Russians don't want this war to happen.
Yep.
Oh, I know that.
Putin's
That's the
just-
sad
I was
part.
more than
Like,
that,
Putin's just a scumbag. That's all he is.
but now, what happens with Miro?
I don't know.
Does AEW do something with Miro?
I
Not
keep
right
him.
now.
I'll be honest with you. I keep him off TV.
Yeah.
You want to turn the guy into the biggest heel of the business? Have him do the whole pro-Russia gimmick again. Like when Slaughter did.
You know damn well if he was still with Vince McMahon, they'd be doing that off the
Absolutely.
shoot right
Remember-
out the
remember
gate.
when after 9/11, they turned Slaughter heel just to
Yep.
build up the Hogan thing, but still, Slaughter
Was
going
it
with-
September 11th?
I'm sorry.
It was
You're
the
right,
Iraqi
that's a
War.
different one. I'm
Yep.
thinking the other one, the
Oh,
Desert
my
Storm.
God.
Desert Storm.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
I
Did you have a
think.
Forbes moment?
But remember,
I think that if they, I don't think Tony Khan would pull that because he's a.
first thing I do,
His ethnic background, I don't think he's doing that.
Well,
Jay caught himself. Jay, you were about to say something bad. I know.
Oh yeah, I was.
I was thinking the same thing.
I had to hold it back.
And went from whatever he was thinking to ethnic background real quick.
I just don't think he'll do that because he's had plenty of racism portrayed against his kind. That for him to come out and do that, I
but he
think.
wouldn't be portraying any race. He'd be taking a guy who's Russian and saying, "I'm pro-Russia." at a high time. But why not? Vince has done it in the past.
I know.
Yeah, it's different.
I know.
Dude, it's a different generation. This
I think it's a
culture
different
crap.
generation.
And not just that,
Think
Tony
of-
Khan's
think of
not
the-
Vince. He couldn't
think
pull
of
it
how
off the right
big
way.
of a heel Miro could become.
I understand that, but Capelli, you know as well as I do, the
I know.
generation of this AEW fan base
Yeah, I know.
is this supposed woke generation.
I agree.
I don't even think Vince would, honestly, the way this generation is now, I
Yeah.
don't think Vince would pull that right now.
I don't think so either. I think
That might get like that might get mainstream media. If Vince did that, that could get mainstream media.
Yep.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying, though.
I think that would get them pulled off of TBS very quickly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just
Why, though?
nowadays.
But
I Capelli.
No.
I get
Why
it.
is it? Why is there
They
a
would.
thousand?
No.
Why is there 400 tankers of gas of unprocessed gasoline from Russia sitting in our seas that we won't let into the country so it can get refined because it's bought from Russia? It's gas. Who gives a shit?
I know. You're right.
They don't think like that.
I just wish they did, man, because it would be amazing. It would be amazing for him too, because I mean, the money he would probably make.
You know? Oh yeah, I totally agree. But we live in a different world, man.
This world has to be, everything has to be PC nowadays.
Unfortunately.
PC in one opinion is the only
I mean,
opinion.
think about how big it was when Slaughter, when we were kids, and Sergeant Slaughter, the Mr. USA.
Hey,
G.I. Joe. Yep.
It's almost as big
Hey.
as when Hogan turned heel. And I'll
Hey,
go
fellas,
and say
I
it's
got-
almost as big.
I got 5% remaining, so if I go off here,
It's
just
all right, brother. We'll be wrapping things up shortly.
have a great evening.
You
hey,
bet, buddy.
Gazoo, I got news for you, buddy. Fisherman's Game, $12.99, Amazon
I
Books.
love it. I love it.
Oh my god. Like you had to turn the ear. He couldn't
Like,
hear it with the big
Think
dome.
about just Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff and Crusher
During the 80s.
Khrushchev.
With the end of the Cold War.
Yes. Imagine if
I know.
that was portrayed nowadays.
But I know. That's what I'm just saying, though. But
Or the attitude
would be
of today's thinking was that of the thinking in the 80s. They would have got hung.
I know. It sucks.
Listen, I watched the Two-Man Taylor in that other show he does there, Last Man Standing. He mentions he is such a Trump, he's a Trump supporter in that, and
Yeah.
says a bunch of stuff that I don't think they'd put it on. If that TV show is still on live, I don't think you'd see it.
Right. No, I don't know. It's just too bad. It'd be nice to capitalize.
It would.
on it now.
Imagine him coming out next Wednesday. Ha 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 ha! I can get gas for $2.99 a gallon. Ha 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 ha! Well, all you bastards are paying $5.
Yeah, it's close to that. For something right now. Sucks.
Oh, dude, we're paying. You guys are paying half the gas we're paying in Canada.
They pay by the liter, buddy. It's almost $2.
It's almost $2 a liter in Canada.
That's like almost $7 a gallon. It's 3.5 liters to make a gallon.
That's crazy.
Up at my house, it was $3.98.
Gas station down the street from my house, $4.19.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I'm lucky I got that Shell gas card thing there that gives you 5 cents off every gallon, and then me and my wife tend to fill. So we always get that 10 and 15 center, but we fight each other to see who gets that.
I just can't tonight. Oh my god.
She'll end up beating me there. And you know, sometimes what I'll do is I put in my old phone number, which is my in-laws' number. and I fill. So my mother-in-law will say, thank Jay for filling up because I got 15 cents a gallon off my gas today. I'm like,
Nice. Nice. Very nice.
You know.
Oh, Jay, you really have turned out to be a hick, haven't you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm
you've been living up there way too long, brother. I love you, but you've been living up there way too long because you're getting excited about, I got 15 cents off a gallon of gas. I'm excited.
I've always loved saving money. That's nothing different.
Capelli, breathe.
I don't sound like a hick. I still got my accent.
No.
Listen, you're pretty there, Capelli. You got the same fucking thing.
Kid.
Yeah, kid. We're going to Fellows. That Orange Julius.
Orange Julius, kid.
And then we're going to Bob's for a sub.
What's wrong with Bob's? Don't talk. Just because you miss it, don't talk shit.
I like Bob's.
I know you do. Just stay up in Hicksville where you are. Friggin' close.
He likes Billy Bob more.
I actually may be taking a weekend venture to Massachusetts next week.
For what?
I'm gonna go see Ellen. Ellen's been dying to see the kids. So I might leave Friday at like 4, get there about 10 at night, get a hotel room, and I'll be in Stoneham all day on Saturday, I'm thinking.
Nice.
So I might be doing my podcast live next week from the home of Ellen Magliaro. All right. Very good. So tomorrow night I'll be watching Revolution, and hopefully it's a good pay-per-view.
Not watching it.
It's part of my subscription thing I get, so I'll have it and I'm gonna watch it.
I'll be watching with Jason Rumble.
Vince killed Muhammad Hassan and his career.
Yeah,
and killed his career. Yeah.
Yeah, it most certainly did.
That he did. All right, boys, it's been fun talking. Kazoo, it was awesome that you came in. You know, love hearing
it. Tied 3-3. I'm gonna go watch the end of it.
Yeah, it's coming up to that time where I start avidly watching the Bruins and just not watching here and there because it's coming up to that playoff time of hockey.
Everyone needs to grow. Everyone needs to change. Maybe next year you'll watch more games. You should be watching all hockey all the time. Watching all Bruins. That.
Can I tell you? I know you do. I just get sick and it seems that just at the beginning of the year the hockey isn't as intense.
I get what you're saying. I mean,
after the
for the cup.
Yes. After the playoff, after the trade deadline comes in, that's when I start that's what I like when I enjoy watching it. I just feel that the intensity picks up. The games is a little bit more hitting. The games mean more, especially now because I believe the Bruins are what if the season ended, they'd be
they are the number one
wild card. Yes. I mean, I know Jeremy Swayman is 5-1 in his last 6.
7-0-1 or something.
And he has a minuscule goals against of not even 1 a game. I mean, I'm watching shows where I hear they're very confident that they could win games with him just scoring 1 goal.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty astute on my Bruins knowledge.
Right.
I've noticed that.
Just watch more of it. That's all I'm saying. You should watch more of it.
Yeah, Jake DeBrusk is your favorite player. Jake DeBrusk is picked up.
Wrong.
Thank you.
Jake DeBrusk has picked up his game in the past couple of months ever since after the trade.
No, he's not. They're not going to trade him now. No way.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean,
they got to get something for him. They just can't get a bag of pucks no more.
No, exactly. Well, they need a number 1 D.
They do.
Exactly. That's what they need.
They need a number one D, but they also need to put someone with Hall.
It's called no, not with Hall. Leave Pasternak where he is. You just need to get another right wing, and I'm going to tell you who they should go get. As much as I hate it, trade the 3rd round pick. Is all it's going to take. You get Phil Kessel.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I want me some Phil Kessel back on the.
But also the rumor mill's starting to swirl that Krejci might be coming back too.
He has to make a decision by March 9th.
Yep.
But here's the trick to that, though. Every team has to agree that they're going to pass on him because he has to go through waivers.
Yep.
So, or they make a deal with Arizona, who would have the pick, say, claim him, trade him to us, and then after trading, and we'll give you future considerations. Yep. And Arizona would say, okay, we could do that. So Arizona would claim him immediately, trade him to the Bruins.
Incredible. Great.
Because that's why you'll notice in hockey, how they have restricted free agents and you could do a tender sheet.
Yep.
If other teams could tender them. Hockey is probably one of the only sports where there's an unwritten rule you don't do that. If a team is tendering a guy, for the most part,
they leave him alone.
They leave it alone. Yeah. There have been times where a team put a sheet in on him.
The only reason why Kessel left is because of Julian.
Yeah, but you know what? Kessel needed to go. He was a slob.
Well, he's doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, but again, 3rd round pick. I'd say make the move now, and then, if you can get a number 2 or number 3 D for DeBrusque.
Yeah, because Charlie McAvoy needs some help, man.
Because here's the thing.
What if they could get Chara for nothing from the Islanders?
Yeah, but why would you bring him back?
I hear the Chara's playing a solid 3rd line defense this year. That's all, man.
If it's for like a 5th rounder, I do it. I would. There's no why not, and then just let him finish.
How bad could it be, even if he was a 4th line defender playing one shift, maybe 2 during a period? You know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying. It'd be hard to do that, but still, I mean, like I said, 5th round pick for Chara, I do it in a second.
Yep.
Why not? But they definitely need a 1 or a 2 defenseman. You can't rely on fucking Matt Grzelcyk.
I happen to feel that will come off season this year.
Yeah, if they don't get a number 1 D, they're not going to make a deep run in the cup. I don't think.
Nope.
Not with another defenseman. You can't leave it all up to McAvoy.
That's what that at least I follow the good parts. Like I said, I follow, but I don't watch as many games.
Yeah.
We're boring poor Mickey Biggs over here, by the way. He's falling asleep. Look at him.
Mickey, it's exciting.
All right,
I've
boys.
just never been a hockey fan.
So if you guys want t-shirts, let me know.
All right. I want one.
I want one.
Extra large.
Triple X.
Me too. Tell me too.
Double
What's
X.
it look like?
Go on the Facebook page.
It looks like a logo.
Oh, so the Gazoo picture stays in there, I take it.
Of course. Why would I take it out?
I want one.
All right. Send me your sizes, my friends. I'll make them up.
All right, boys. Next Saturday night, live here on YouTube at 8 p.m. Unless otherwise, we'll stick at that. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in to YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook for Mickey Biggs, the Adam Jack Pelly live in the studio, and my special guest over here, wrestling promoter Dana Christie from Nova Scotia, Canada, the great Gazoo himself, Vinny Capelli, for the APOC, Step Mike King, the producer Mickey Biggs, and even you, Jimmy Fingers. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in and continue to support professional wrestling.